To the Moon is an indie game released exclusively on the PC. However, it's more of an interactive story rather than an actual game, as gameplay is very minimal. But the story is this game's strongest point without a doubt. You play as two doctors whose job is to visit dying clients and fulfill their last wish before they pass on. And this time they happen to visit a dying old man who so happens to want to go to the moon. That's about all I can tell you in terms of the story without spoiling it, but I can tell you guys the story is just riveting. The writing is excellent. You want to see this game all the way to the end. I played it in one sitting. It lasts about 5 hours, but this is a must-play for fans of adventure games and RPGs alike. Rayman Origins is like a love letter to fans of 2D platformers. It has, in my opinion, some of the best animation and presentation and graphics in the genre to date. It's unbelievable. And it really will challenge veterans of the platformer genre, because it does get steadily more challenging as the game goes on. You're always collecting things, finding secrets in the levels, unlocking new moves and abilities, and of course, towards the end of the game, you start to unlock a lot of the challenge levels. It's an unbelievable game that is definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of platformers. So my first venture into the world of Cave Story was well beyond what I could have imagined. This game has perfect level design, perfect pacing, perfect controls, and a perfect reward system in play for as you advance through the game. You know, you pair that up with its incredible music and soundtrack. It's really quirky characters and writing and story, and you know, it really sets Cave Story above other 2D games in its genre. So Sonic is back in one of the best adaptations the series has seen to date. Sonic Generations takes everything that fans loved about the 16-bit glory days of the Genesis titles and pairs it up with more modern titles that were more well regarded, such as Sonic Colors and Sonic Unleashed, puts them together into a love letter from Sega to its fans. You know, there's a lot of fan service in here, there's a lot of unlockables and extras and cameos from other characters, and a story that's actually a bit interesting. This makes it one of the Sonic games that fans have been waiting for a long time. El Shaddai's over-the-top presentation and art style really sets it apart aesthetically from other games released this year, heck, even the past 10 years. However, it's not just the graphics that make El Shaddai a standout game for 2011. It has a really easy-to-learn combat system, but it is hard to master at the same time. There's a very bizarre storyline, some kind of religious story, and some interesting characters to go along with it. But then you have a soundtrack that seems to fit just right in with the artsy world that El Shaddai has crafted, and you have a game that's definitely worth checking out in 2011. While Uncharted 3 can't quite live up to the bar that was set by Uncharted 2, it is still, yet again, an amazing game with even more over-the-top action sequences, and a story that grips you and has you hanging on to see it till the very end. While it does still have gunplay that it drags on from time to time once again, but it still has those beautifully rendered environments and perfect character performances by the actors in the game. Uncharted 3 is once again a must-play game in 2011. Nintendo proves once again that even after 7 installments, fans of the series just can't seem to get enough of Mario Kart. This time we're given 16 brand new tracks, paired up with 16 old fan favorites, but what really sets Mario Kart 7 apart from previous entries in the series is the online play that is done exceptionally well. It allows up to 8 players online with community-driven lobbies and games that are customizable by the community. Heck, we have our own YouTube gaming community meetups on Mario Kart 7, and it is a blast. The driving mechanics, they have it down just pat. Why fix what's not broken? I love Mario Kart 7. Child of Eden is an on-rail shooter and sequel to one of my favorite games of all time, Rez. It masterfully blends on-screen actions with sound and touch controls through your controller, and if you even want to take things a step further, you can use the Kinect, which actually works really good. Visually, Child of Eden really stands out, thanks in part to its dreamlike environments that change dependent on the player's actions. Brutal, frustrating, challenging, and unfair. Those are just some of the words that come to mind to those of us who have played Dark Souls, the sequel to 2009's equally as hard, Demon Souls. It does reward people that have patience and determination in the game's early stages where it's extremely difficult because you will be able to feast your eyes upon one of the most beautiful, dark fantasy worlds out in the gaming world. Now, the combat in Dark Souls is just built with such finesse that every time you encounter a new creature in the game, it's a challenge unto itself. It's like a game of cat and mouse, knowing just when to strike at the right moment. And it's challenges like these that really make Dark Souls an unbelievable experience that RPG fans and adventure fans and horror fans alike, you just have to experience. Skyrim is without a doubt one of the best games I have ever played. You know, what can't be said that's already been said about Skyrim? It takes storytelling, choices in character development, and exploration and blends them together into a near perfect combination that RPGs on the market today and just games in general have not even come close to even matching. You know, even despite all the bugs and glitches that are in this game, it is massive and huge, so that is kind of expected. Taking all that into consideration, this is one of the deepest and most involved game worlds I have ever played, and is without a doubt my favorite game of 2011. And if you haven't played Skyrim yet, please give it a chance, even if you didn't really care for Oblivion. It is a must-play game.